I'm the Scrub and you're here for one reason. Why do I feel like I'm on an old episode of Charmed? I have to protect a species of elephants from 3 magical sisters. Oh, thank you, but I don't need a talisman, because I have the wonderful creation of Plot Armor! Time to learn about the Tower of Zot. Simplified. If you're using the duty support system, I'd recommend single pulling this dungeon. In the beginning, you'll be joined by Kryl, Y'shtola, Urianger, and Graha. Head along the pipe and pick up the 3 Tempered Imperials. Continue up the next pipe and pull the Armored Fiend. The Fiend will cast the move Soporific Gas, which is a point-blank AoE around itself. If you get hit by this, it will give you an Asunarul heavy debuff for 30 seconds and a small knockback, but the cast is stunnable. Kill everything. Head to the next platform and wait for the extending pipe. The NPCs that accompanied you in the opening pull will jump off the pipe as you continue around the corner. Pull the 2 Sky Armors and the Tempered Imperial while continuing around the corner to pull the Fiend at the end of the path. The Sky Armor will cast Garlean Fire, which is a conal AoE. Just get out of it to avoid it. And again, avoid the Soporific Gas from the Fiend. After everything has been defeated, you can head over the new pipe joining the platforms and it's first boss time. Mindaruva will cast Manusia Bio, which is a tank buster that will give an Asunarul Poison Dot tick to the tank. The boss will move to the north end of the arena and cast a few mechanics back to back. Manusia Blizzard 3 will be a circular fan of narrow conal AoEs of ice with a safe zone between each AoE. Manusia Fire 3 is an arena-sized donut AoE. Manusia Thunder 3 is a small circular AoE that will expand out in the 4 cardinal directions. And Manusia Bio 3 is a massive straight line cleave directed towards a random party member. Getting hit by any of the AoEs during any of the previous mechanics will give you a vuln stack. When the boss casts any of the previous mechanics with the word transmute instead of Manusia before it, it will save the mechanic in an orb which will float across the arena. There will be a glowing space on the ground with an icon of arrows slightly above it, which will be the target of the orb. Around this time, the boss will cast another one of the previous mechanics. This mechanic will always be different to what was saved in the orb. When the orb is approaching the icon, it will reveal the AoEs of what it has saved. So you'll need to make sure that you dodge not only the mechanic from the orb, but also the mechanic of the boss. The boss will also cast Manusia Fire, which will target a random party member with a single target attack. After another tank buster, the boss will cast Durapad, which will give the unassumable debuffs of Burns, Frostbite, and Electrocution to non-tank party members. Every time the boss moves to the north end of the arena, it will cast 2 orbs that will move to the southwest and southeast sides of the arena while also performing its own mechanic. All 3 of these mechanics will be different, so you'll have to dodge all of these mechanics as best you can. Again, getting hit by any of the AoEs will give you a vuln stack. From here, the boss will repeat mechanics until it has been defeated. Exit out of the boss room and head up the stairs to the next area. Head through the cave to the next group of Tempered Imperials. You'll be forced to stop here and kill everything. When everything has been defeated, the door will open for you to continue. Pull the Umbrals up the corridor to the 2 Deathclaws and the Hypertuned. The Hypertuned will cast Left Arm Slash, which is a conal AoE in front of it, and the Deathclaws will target random party members with a short AoE called Shred. Getting hit by Shred will stun you in place for a few seconds. Kill everything. When everything has been defeated, another door will open. Pull the next set of Umbrals up to the next pack with the Hypertuned and the Tempered Imperials. Again, watch out for the Left Arm Slash from the Hypertuned. When everything has been defeated, the door will open and you can make your way to the second boss. Asitava Siddhi is a tank buster. Rapti Siddhi will target all 4 party members one at a time with a narrow straight line AoE. Just move to the side to dodge it. Then, Sendaruva will cast Manusia Berserk. 5 orbs will appear in a hexagonal-like pattern around the arena. You will need to make your way to the point against the wall that doesn't have an orb, as the boss will cast Explosive Force. The orbs will then explode in deceptively large AoEs, and the only safe zone for this mechanic is right on the edge of the wall between the orbs. Getting hit by any AoE will give you the temporary debuff of Manusia Berserk. This will cause your character to become uncontrollable, as it will move next to the boss to continuously auto-attack it. The boss will then cast a small point-blank AoE around itself called Prakamya Siddhi. Getting hit by this AoE will give you a vuln stack. The boss will move into the middle of the arena and cast Manusia Stop. This will put the debuff of the same name on all players in 4-second increments between 4 and 16. When the timer on the debuff expires, you'll be frozen in place for several seconds and you'll be unable to avoid the straight line AoE that will be going through you. You just need to try and avoid everyone else's AoE. When this mechanic is over, the boss will cast Manusia Confuse. This will give you the debuff of the same name and give everyone else the same outfit as the boss, as you will be confused. Then 6 versions of the boss will land in the arena. All but one of them will be performing an emote. You will need to go to the one that is not performing an emote, as the rest of them will turn into the orbs from earlier as the boss casts Explosive Force. So get all the way to the wall to avoid being hit by an AoE. From here, mechanics will repeat until the boss has been defeated. Head up the stairs to continue to the next area. Follow the path and pull the trio of Predators. These Predators will cast Magitech Ray, which is a long straight line AoE directed towards random players. As you turn right, you'll pull the Rhoda that will be patrolling the next corridor. When you get its aggro, it will cast Haywire in the direction of who aggroed it, which is just a straight line AoE. It will also hit whoever is aggroed with a mini tank buster called Wheel. Continue to the end of the path where there will be 2 gunships. The gunships will cast Garlean Fire, which is an AoE at the feet of a random party member. Kill everything. When everything has been defeated, the barrier will be retracted, allowing you to continue. Pull the 2 Colossus and continue up the path. These enemies will cast Exhaust, which is a straight line AoE. Pull the Rhoda, which will be patrolling the corridor, and continue to the end of the path where there will be 2 more Colossus and an armored weapon. The armored weapon will cast Diffractive Laser, which will be an AoE at the feet of a random player. Group everything up and nuke it all down. The barrier will be retracted and you can follow the path around to the final boss. Samsara is a room-wide AoE. After this, the other two sisters will join the fight. All three of them will cast their moves at the same time. Cinderuva will cast Menusia Reflect, Sandaruva will cast Menusia Faith, and Mindaruva will cast Delta Attack. What will happen next will depend on the text shown on screen and in the chat. If they say Insatiable Flame consume our foe, there will be a donut AoE followed by a series of straight line AoEs around the arena, followed by another donut AoE in a different location. After this is created, everyone will get a point blank AoE. You will need to stay grouped up in the AoE until it disappears, which will allow you to spread out and avoid overlapping the point blank AoEs. If they say Glacial Ice entomb our foe, there will be a proximity marker on one side of the arena as all three sisters begin to throw out narrow conal AoEs of ice. This will be accompanied by straight line AoEs down the arena. When the first proximity marker has gone off, there will be another proximity marker on the opposite side of the arena to the first one, so you'll need to dodge around all of these AoEs as best you can as you attempt to get far away from the proximity markers. If they say Thunderous Tempest smite our foe, there will be several medium-sized AoEs around the arena along with thick straight line AoEs down the arena. This will be accompanied by two sets of the expanding small circular AoEs from the first boss. One will spread in a plus pattern and the other in an X pattern outwards from the middle of the first AoE put down. Towards the end of the AoEs going off, one player will get a stack marker, so group up to share the damage. Getting hit by any AoE during these mechanics will give you a vuln stack. The mechanic will end when the glow dissipates from around the sisters. When this mechanic finishes, all three sisters will cast different short mechanics. Mindaruva will put the dot ticks on random players as well as casting single target attacks on random players. Sandaruva will cast the tank buster as well as the straight line AoEs directed towards random players. And Cinderuva will cast its room-wide AoE of Samsara. The sisters will cycle mechanics beginning with the triple delta attack mechanic. If you don't defeat Cinderuva first, she will revive her other sisters and give them 50% health, so you will need to make sure that she is the first to go. When Cinderuva has been defeated, the triple delta attack mechanic will stop happening. Defeat all three sisters to complete the dungeon. Congratulations, you have completed the Tower of Zot. My name is The Scrub. Thank you for watching.